of public importance, noted that the threat to sanction the media firms, if carried out, would inhibit the media from reporting issues of public interest. The organization said rather than punishing the media for promoting access to diverse opinions and information on issues of public importance, the government should focus on delivering their promises to ensure the security of Nigerians. In education, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has extended the prolonged industrial action embarked upon over 5 months ago by another 4 weeks. Recall that the striking lecturers shut down public universities on the 14th of February 2022, following the inability of the federal government to implement a Memorandum of Action (MOA) entered by the two parties in 2020. National President ASU Professor Emmanuel Osadike, in a statement today, said the decision to further extend the strike was to enable the federal government satisfactorily resolve all the outstanding issues raised. The development was sequel to an emergency meeting of the National Executive Council of the Union held at the Comrade Festus Iyayi National Secretariat University of Abuja. Away from that, the Nigerian Air Force has said it is concluding arrangement for the establishment of an aircraft manufacturing plant in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, as part of an effort to develop and expand the nation's aviation sector. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Oludayo Amao, made the disclosure during the matriculation ceremony of students of the Air Force Institute of Technology, AFIT, in Kaduna State, saying discussions are already ongoing with the relevant foreign partners on the project. He said that the Air Force relocated its Research and Development Center from Kaduna to Osogbo in Osun State early this year in order to leverage the vibrant machine tools industry located in the city. Air Marshal Amao explained that the aviation city in Osogbo will include a maintenance repair organization and an unmanned aerial vehicle production center, among others, all geared to add value to the aviation city project. The air chief further stated that when completed, the project will be the first of its kind in Africa's most populous nation. In a separate development, the Nigeria Police Force has expressed concern over the incessant and unauthorized possession and use of police uniforms and accoutrements by individuals, including movie makers and skit makers, in the country. Force Public Relations Officer Olumiwa Adejobi, who said this in a statement in Abuja, emphasized that the police were also worried about the illegal sale of police materials and accessories by traders in shops and open stores not approved by recognized authorities. According to Adejobi, the Inspector General of Police has charged all commands and formations, the IGP Monitoring Unit, Provost Marshals and X-Squad to arrest and immediately prosecute in accordance with the law all persons or groups of persons engaging in the illegal sales of police uniforms and accoutrements within the jurisdictions, while female skit makers who portray the Nigeria Police Force officers in a bad light without applying for and being duly issued a permit letter for such portrayals to desist with immediate effect or face the full worth of the law. The move by the force, Adejobi stated, will curb the proliferation of police kits, uniforms and accessories, as well as eventually reduce police impostors-induced crimes in the society. In the meantime, the police command in Lagos State has placed its operatives on red alert over intercepted plans by gunmen to attack the commercial capital of the country amid terror scare across the country. This was contained in a statement issued by the command spokesman, SP Benjamin Hundeyin. According to him, the command is not unmindful of intelligence reports suggesting that Lagos could be on the radar of some persons planning attacks across the country. He noted that the command is working closely with other sister security agencies to ensure that no person or group of persons succeed in destabilizing the peace and serenity enjoyed in Lagos, emphasizing that in all the border towns, persons coming in and going out were under serious surveillance to ensure that there was absolutely no breach of peace in the state. He therefore enjoined residents not to fear, assuring them that all human, material and operational resources had been fully and optimally deployed across the length and breadth of the state. In politics, Governor of Rivers State Nyesom Wike hosted a crucial meeting of some governors of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The meeting was held behind closed doors at the Rivers State Governor's Lodge in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory FCT. Reports say although the agenda of the meeting was unclear, it might revolve around the events that have unfolded in the aftermath of the party's national convention in Abuja. At the meeting were Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, Governor Okezie Ikpezu of Abia State, Governor Samuel Othom of Benue State, and Governor Ifeanyi Ugwanyi of Enugu State. Others were Donald Duke, Gabriel Suswam, Olusegun Mimiko, Serekia Dixon, Ibrahim Idris, and Jonah Jang.
The first time after the primaries of the People's Democratic Party, we have frankly reviewed matters among ourselves. We want to confirm that we are solidly together as a group, and we also want to let the nation know that we shall keep our people briefed as developments unfold. We have met together for the...
In the meantime, the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) in the 19 northern states and Abuja has reaffirmed its opposition to the Muslim presidential ticket of the All Progressives Congress (APC). Recall that the APC presidential candidate Senator Bola Tinubu, a Muslim, had announced Senator Kashim Shettima, another Muslim, from the Northeast region as his running mate in the forthcoming poll. The Secretary General of the Christian body, Sunday Ohibe, in a statement in Kaduna, called on politicians and political parties to be wary of those who might sneak to meet them secretly in the name of Christian leaders from the north, with the sole aim of whetting their political appetite and desperation for monetary gains. He, however, said the association would leave its doors open to any Nigerian who desires to share with them ideas on moving the country forward. Ohibe also expressed concern about the intractable security ravaging various parts of the country and urged President Muhammadu Buhari to rise up to the occasion by living up to his constitutional responsibility of protecting the lives and property of citizens and defending the sovereignty of Nigeria. Still on electoral matters, Nigerians who were unable to get captured during the Continuous Voters Registration (CVR) have appealed to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to extend the exercise as the deadline for the registration elapsed on Sunday, July 31st, 2022. Reports say several registration centers were flooded by anxious Nigerians to beat the deadline, which was issued by the electoral body on the 25th of June. Recall that INEC had extended the exercise from June 30th to July 31st, 2022 to enable eligible Nigerians to apply for the permanent voters card ahead of the 2023 general elections. However, despite the extension of the service to churches and other places in a bid to aid the registration, many Nigerians are yet to get registered. Speaking with newsmen, a politician, Adetunji Abiola, said that the failure of the electoral body to extend the registration exercise may cause mass protests across the country, since Nigerian youths who want to fully participate in elections for the first time are going to be disenfranchised if nothing is done on time. However, the INEC National Commissioner, Voter Education and Publicity, Festus Okoye, had, in a chat with journalists in Awka, Anambra State capital on Saturday, ruled out the possibility of extending the exercise.
We still have a lot of people who has not done PVC. Now, why do they want to close it? Why?
They should not close
Why
it.
do they want to close it? They should extend it more for us.
It's not possible they accomplish this very task today. It's not possible.
because more people are coming. It is even difficult for one person to enter.
When we complain, the adults would, or the older people would say, you guys are not participatory. And I think at the moment, everybody wants to participate and have a say in picking who their next leader is going to be.
We still have a lot of people who has not.
Back here, a social rights group in Akwa Ibom State has urged the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Ekaite Obot, to recuse from the Udomi Manuel Senator Effiong Bob versus Leo Ekwenyong suit and transfer the same to another court, so as to continuously guard and protect the sanctity of justice delivery machinery in the state. Recall that the defense counsel in the suit, Inibege Effiong, has been committed to 1 month in prison by Chief Judge, who is also the trial judge in the matter, for contemptuous act before the court after accusing the CJ of bias and likelihood of bias. Effiong's imprisonment has raised a lot of controversies, as some backed the CJ for allegedly taming the lawyer, whom they claimed was overstepping his bounds. Others blamed the Chief Judge, describing her action as a travesty of justice. The group Akwa Ibom Integrity Alliance AIIA, in a statement by its chairman Stephen Abia, said it would sit on the fence amid the burning issue in the state, condemning the excesses of the rights of lawyers, even as it urged the CJ to transfer the matter to another court to avoid further desecration of the temple of justice, which the CJ has jealously guarded over the years. Meanwhile, the group also called on the President of Nigeria Bar Association, Olumide Akpata Esquire, to caution Inibege accordingly over what it described as flagrant disregard to decency in court, especially during the ongoing libel suit instituted against Leo Ekwenyong. In Africa, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has highlighted the fight against corruption and the country's struggling economy. Speaking during the closing day of the ruling African National Congress Party's conference, he said all the measures proposed to grow and transform the economy rely on a fiscal policy that ensures that the national debt is contained within sustainable limits and that spending is reprioritized away from consumption towards investment. The conference also discussed policies needed to address the country's challenges, including the high levels of poverty, 35% unemployment rate, and the rising cost of living. Reports say the policy conference, seen as a preview to its elective conference in December, where it will elect new leaders, was attended by over 2,000 delegates. The policies agreed on at the conference are expected to be adopted at the national conference in December, where Ramaphosa will be seeking re-election as the party's leader. On the foreign scene, the first shipment of Ukrainian grain left the port of Odessa today, as Kiev said the brutal shelling by Moscow of the southern city Mykolaiv had killed an agriculture tycoon. The blockade of deliveries from warring Russia and Ukraine, two of the world's biggest grain exporters, has contributed to soaring food prices, hitting the world's poorest nations especially hard. Recall that last month, both sides signed a landmark deal with Turkey and the United Nations aimed at relieving the global food crisis. Still on the foreign scene, supporters of powerful Iraqi cleric Muqtada Sadegh have penetrated Baghdad's heavily fortified Green Zone and occupied parliament in a deepening political crisis. Reports say it is the second time in days that Sadegh supporters have forced their way into the legislative chamber months after elections that failed to lead to formation of a government. Recall that supporters of Sadegh, who once led a militia against American and Iraqi government forces, opposed the recently announced candidacy of Mohammed al-Sudani, a pro-Iran bloc's pick for prime minister. Demonstrators waved Iraqi flags and pictures of the cleric inside the legislature. They crowded the chamber, where some sat at deputies' desks while others milled about, raising their mobile phones to film the occupation. Away from that, hundreds of firefighters in California are battling the largest wildfire to spread in the state so far this year. The state's fire service said the McKinney fire, which started in the northern Sikivu County on Friday, has already burnt 21,000 hectares, 52,500 acres of land. Authorities say at least 2,000 residents as well as trekkers on the Pacific Crest hiking trail have left the area, while homes have been destroyed. Governor Gavin Newsom said a state of emergency has been declared in Sikivu County after homes were destroyed and infrastructure was threatened. The U.S. Forest Service have warned that conditions could be extremely dangerous for firefighters as winds can be erratic and extremely strong, causing the fire to spread in any direction. Meanwhile, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and several other Congress members are visiting Singapore today. The first official stop is in high-profile Asia tour that has attracted international attention over speculation she may visit Taiwan. According to Singapore's foreign ministry, the delegation's two-day visit to Singapore will include meetings with Singaporean President Halima Yacob and Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, along with a number of cabinet ministers. According to a statement from her office, Pelosi is also expected to attend a cocktail reception held by the American Chamber of Commerce in the city-state this afternoon. The delegation also plans to visit Malaysia, South Korea and Japan, where high-level meetings will be held to address shared interests, including trade, the COVID-19 pandemic and the climate crisis. Still to come in the news. CAF postpones Nigeria Guinea-Bissau AFCON qualifiers. Do stay with us. Thanks for staying tuned. On our business news, Nigeria and other African countries have written a letter to the group of 20 G20 countries to extend the debt servicing timeline. The plea is contained in a letter by the Ministers of Finance of Ghana, Senegal and Egypt on behalf of African Ministers of Finance and Central Bank governors, copied to the chairperson of G20, chairperson African Union AU, Managing Director International Monetary Fund IMF and the World Bank President. In the letter, the African Ministers of Finance and Central Bank governors said the request was for immediate liquidity support akin to the global response during the COVID-19 pandemic to help support their economies. Reports say the end of the G20 Debt Service Suspension Initiative, DSSI, in December 2021 meant that countries are due to resume payment on their debt obligations, despite a deteriorating global context, particularly for middle and low-income economies on the African continent, adding that they took the step to ensure that debt servicing obligations does not cripple their economies. Still in business, the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) has cautioned the general public to be vigilant and not to deal with scam artists who pose as recruitment agents for the service and collect huge sums of money from unsuspecting victims with the promise to provide them employment. In a statement issued today by the Special Assistant to the Executive Chairman FIRS on Media and Communications, Joannis Wojusola, the management cautioned the public to be wary of employment scam artists. The service warned that it was not conducting any recruitment at the moment, stressing that it does not conduct recruitment exercises through backdoor channels. In health, following Nigeria's huge plastic waste challenge, which constitutes economic waste when it should have been recycled and upcycled, experts have advised the country to turn its plastic waste into huge economic benefits and reduce environmental waste. A professor of chemical engineering at the University of Ilorin, Kwara State, Suleiman Abdul Karim, said polymers are the most useful materials due to their ability to be easily recycled and remolded to form other materials. Speaking further, Abdul Karim, who noted that improper disposal of plastic poses a problem to effective recycling, added that polymer materials blended with natural oils could also be used to make candles and devices to separate water from oil. In sport, Rafiat Lawal has dedicated her weightlifting gold medals to her teammates and Nigerians, noting that the overwhelming support she got was the tonic as she snatched victory in the women's 59 kg event. Lawal threw the weightlifting arena into a frenzy after she set a new competition in the snatch as well as clean and jerk of the women's 59 kg at the ongoing 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Team Nigeria is leading Africa's medal chase at the 2022 Commonwealth Games with 2 golds and 1 bronze medal to occupy 7th place on the overall medal table, with African teams are looking forward to the athletics events to get more medals as the tournament enters its 6th day. Still in sports, after several months of uncertainty that shrouded Nigeria's Africa Cup of Nations double-header clashes against Guinea-Bissau, the Confederation of African Football on Sunday confirmed that the games between the two countries have been postponed. This decision came just a month after CAF had postponed the 34th edition of Africa's biggest football showpiece, scheduled to hold in Ivory Coast from June 2023 to January 2024. Reports say the second phase of the AFCON qualifiers was originally scheduled for September, but it suffered a postponement with 2022 World Cup in Qatar holding for the first time in the latter part of the year between November and December. On entertainment, Ebuka Obi-Uchendu, host of the Big Brother Naija show, has introduced 2 new housemates to the show. Ebuka, while introducing Modela and Deji during the live show on Sunday, said the duo are fake housemates. Recall that last week a total of 25 housemates were introduced to the show. They were paired in 2 levels, level 1 and level 2, with 2 different houses. Meanwhile, while Deji joined the level 1 house, Modela went to level 2 house. As fake housemates, Deji and Modela will keep the original housemates on their toes, just as Maria and Pere did with the wild cards in the Shine Your Eye season. Still on entertainment, the abductors of Nollywood actors Cynthia Okereke and Clemson Cornell have demanded ransom. The Actors Guild of Nigeria (AGN) confirmed that the kidnappers have contacted the families. AGN President Emeka Rollers, who gave an update on the fate of Okereke and Cornell, said the kidnappers have made contact and are demanding the sum of $100,000. Recall that the duo went missing on Thursday after going to film a location at Ozala town in Enugu State. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am Uyaya Niekem. Thanks for watching and do enjoy the rest of your evening.